Are you ready to stop just getting through midlife and start excelling through it? In this episode, we're diving deep into how to unlock your adaptive mindset, the superpower that helps you thrive amidst the change and the chaos. Forget the pressure of resilience. It's time to learn how to actively evolve and turn every obstacle into an opportunity. If you're ready for your best year yet, stick around for the strategies, mindset shifts, and tools that you're going to need to get ahead in 2026. Welcome to the Unmute Your Midlife podcast, where we take you from foggy and forgotten to focused and lit up. I'm Joyce, your nurse turned midlife resurrection strategist and the cheerleader in your pocket, and I'm here to remind you that your next season in life is your power era. I'm so excited about today's episode because today we're diving into something I know is going to help so many women. I love fresh starts, like the kind we get at the first of the month or the first of the year, when we can reflect on the time that's just passed and set some new goals for the time that lays ahead of us. If you're listening, then you are probably in your midlife era, which is perfect timing because this episode is all about how to truly thrive in midlife. No more just getting through. Instead, we're unlocking your adaptive superpower. Yep, you heard me right. Forget bouncing back. Today, we are talking about how to transform challenges into opportunities and build a life that you're actually excited about. So let's start with something that we're all pretty familiar with, resilience. For years, women have been told to just be resilient, just bounce back, right? But let's get real. What is bouncing back? Bouncing back is just returning to baseline. It's surviving. And honestly, isn't that kind of exhausting? I've been there, and let me tell you, resilience is overrated when it doesn't lead to evolving and thriving. The truth is, resilience is often about simply enduring, but enduring isn't the same thing as thriving. So let me ask you, are you ready to move past just surviving? Are you ready to thrive? To find out how to respond to challenges in a way that leaves you better, stronger, and more aligned with your true self? This is where the magic happens. When we stop focusing on just resilience and we start cultivating an adaptive mindset, that's when we unlock our true power. Adaptation is about actively evolving and proactively responding to change. Two things happening there. Actively evolving, proactively responding. It's not just about bouncing back to where you were, it's about lifting yourself even higher, elevating your baseline. So instead of just surviving perimenopause or menopause or any other life change that comes along, you're thriving through it with intention and power. It requires shifting your mindset from a reactive state to one where you're actively creating and adapting to new opportunities. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Here's the kicker. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They're opportunities in disguise. I know, you're probably rolling your eyes. Yeah, right, easier said than done. But stay with me. The truth is, every obstacle you face holds valuable lessons. And these lessons will propel you into a stronger version of yourself. Whether these lessons are good or bad, whether you feel like you've failed or succeeded, I never think failure is a bad thing. If you fail forward, if you use that failure to propel yourself into a stronger version of you. When you shift your perspective, you stop feeling stuck and you start to feel powerful and ready to take on whatever is next. Whether it's a challenging relationship, health issues, work stress, or shifting from that why me to what can I learn from this? It will give you the strength to rise. Okay, now let's talk about how to cultivate this adaptive mindset, because this isn't about just wishing for a better mindset. It's about actively creating one. You're going to have to put in a little bit of work if you're not already in a state where you have an adaptive mindset. But I've got some great tools for you. The first one is the hero versus the villain mindset. There was a worksheet that I've shared before, and we go through it in my coaching program. I will leave a link to it in the show notes if you want to download a free copy. But we all have this inner critic that tries to tell us the worst version of ourselves, the worst outcome that could happen. And sometimes that inner critic is just telling stories. Like, we have allowed it to run rampant and go into fairy tale land and jump to all these conclusions that don't really have any proof that would ensure they were actually going to come out that way. So you can use the hero versus the villain worksheet to start reframing negative situations into lessons for growth. Even starting right now, you can take a blank piece of paper, fold it in half, long ways, or draw a line down the middle. So you've got your right column and your left column. In the left column, you're going to list out your villain thought that you're battling, whether it's a situation or just an opinion about yourself. Make it as dramatic and exaggerated as you like to let it play out in your head. Include all the emotions, any triggering thoughts, any assumptions you have about the other person or people that might be involved in your scenario. And then on the right side of your paper, you're going to take some time and you're going to remove all the emotions. You're just going to look at the raw facts. What really happened in that situation? Or what's the real truth if it's an opinion about yourself that you're examining? What would a trusted friend or coach say about it? The goal in this exercise is to evaluate this villainous story script that we are playing in our head with 100% logic and objectivity and 0% emotion. Once you've done that, write out the truth that you want to claim from that situation or replace that emotional story that you had attached to it. So some short rewrites that I could give examples would be, instead of saying everything is so much harder now, you rewrite it to hard things don't break me, they direct me to a new path. Or I just can't keep up becomes I don't need to keep up because I am choosing what matters most. If you did the Jingle Free Challenge with me this month, then you learned a lot about choosing what matters most, not letting other people decide your boundaries for you. Another situation could be if you tell yourself, I'm too old to start that now. Whatever it is you're saying that you can't start, whether it's eating healthy, working out, lifting weights, things that you didn't do before. And so you think, what's the point now? Well, the point is you're not too old. You tell yourself, I'm not too old. I'm too wise to waste any more time. And you use that as fuel to get yourself in gear. The second tool is called pre-mortem thinking. Not to get morbid on you, but hang with me here. Most people do a post-mortem where they examine what went wrong after it already went wrong. But adaptive thinkers flip it. They anticipate the obstacles before they even happen, and then they create solutions ahead of time. So a pre-mortem is essentially imagining everything that could go wrong and then figuring out the solutions before anything happens. This shift from reactive to proactive makes you more prepared for challenges. Some ideas you might want to explore are, what if I try to eat healthier and my family and friends sabotage me at every turn? Then you make a list of things that you can do to stay focused and stand by your new goals. You get a buddy who's going to go through and do the same plan as you, and then you can encourage each other and have like a phone a friend when temptations are feeling way too strong to quit. Say you know that you want to eat the entire kitchen every day when you get home from work. Well, then start planning a 3 p.m. snack every day that includes protein and fiber so that you're not ravenous while you try to cook dinner. That might include making a master list of these 3 p.m. snacks, or maybe just downloading the free one that I've linked here before. It might include keeping spare snacks in the fridge at work so that you always have something to fuel your body and prevent that ravenous feeling after work, and also prevent you from eating the entire kitchen. The third thing is neuroplasticity. Your brain can literally rewire itself for flexibility and optimism, but it takes consistent small changes. Daily habits like gratitude, mindfulness, and movement, they all help your brain build new adaptive pathways. During midlife, your brain is actually still rewiring. Your brain learns adaptability through repetition, not perfection. You don't have to be perfect at any of this. Little small things like driving a different route home, choosing a different water bottle. Many of us have our favorite water bottle that we like to carry with us. It's almost like a support animal. But try changing it up from time to time and pick a different one that day. You could listen to a new playlist instead of always listening to the same thing on your route to work. These are all things that help you practice micro flexibility. You could set yourself a goal to try one new thing each week, whether it's a new recipe, a new workout, a new puzzle game, etc. It will all help you strengthen your adaptive pathways. So let me give you a real life example, my own story. A few years ago, I was deep in the weeds of midlife, emotional burnout, hormonal chaos, no idea who I really was anymore. But I had a choice. I could stay stuck in a cycle of resilience, or I could choose to adapt and evolve. And I decided to build a new toolkit, lean into my own process, and truly transform how I responded to life's curveballs. And guess what? The shift didn't just help me survive, it helped me flourish. And I want the same thing for you. So let me ask you, how much longer are you willing to stay in survival mode in your life? Here's the deal. You don't have to wait for New Year's to start resetting. Your first step is a simple one. Decide that you're worthy of thriving. Every journey starts with a decision. And a journey like this has to start with a decision that you have worth, that you yourself are worthy of thriving. If you're ready to take on 2026 with the tools and the mindset that will change the game, here's how to do that. One, you could do my self-paced 7-day midlife reset. It's on the website. There's a link in the show notes. It's free. You get a daily email. You get a workbook you can download. It's a very small time investment each day, but you'll go deeper into the strategies like the ones I shared today, and you'll actually put them into practice each day. It will help you start your reboot. It will give you the tools to adapt and thrive. But if you know that you're ready to build your adaptive toolkit and truly transform your midlife, I want to help you. The Unmute Your Midlife coaching is your next step to reclaim your confidence, your identity, and your energy. You can click the link in the show notes, you can visit the website, or you can schedule a free call. But together, we can make 2026 the year that you don't just survive, you thrive. I know I've probably shown this before, but when you do the coaching program, you get this great workbook. It is full of information. It's 6 weeks. Week 1, we focus on tracking your symptoms, identifying which symptoms are the hardest for you or impact you the most. We do a power word session, which helps you kind of reshape your identity or refocus your identity. Week 2, we focus on movement and food journaling, symptom tracking some more if you didn't do it week 1, discovering what some of the triggers are. There's videos each week. Week 3, we focus on anti-inflammatory eating. We learn about intermittent fasting, meal planning, establishing sleep that heals. Week 4, we dive into mindset and stress management. We'll do a midway check-in, and we talk more about the benefits of strength training and cardio. Week 5, we focus on strategic supplementation. Why do you need the different vitamins that you need? Why do you have those deficits? We talk about how to talk to your doctor if you're wanting to explore hormone replacement therapy. We talk about some things like urogenital issues and issues that people are not always comfortable talking about in groups. And then week 6 is our wrap up. We kind of put everything all together. We explore a business option for you if you're interested in that. And we look at your steps for, continuing on to have additional success in your midlife. It really is a transformative process. There's videos each week. There's an online portal where you can access all the information. You get a bullet point journal. I've already written in mine and planned it out for a year. Well, it's not going to show up on camera very well, but this goes everywhere with me. But the most important thing that you get your confidence back, you get direction, you get meal plans. So you learn how to start fueling your body in a way that makes you feel good again. Throughout the program, I refer to my menopause toolkit, which I got from this book here, The New Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire Haver. And these are essentially all the things that I do myself every day. These are the things I did to reboot my midlife and get my spark back. So if it's something you're interested in, something you want to get more information about, just book a free call. We'll chat on the phone, no pressure, and go from there. All right, my friend, that is today's dose of midlife truth. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, you are not foggy, forgotten, or finished. You're just getting lit up for your next season. And if this episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a sister who needs some help unmuting her own midlife. Until next time, keep unmuting, keep rising, and remember your midlife resurrection starts right now.